Veltech institutions already Chennai. So you are aware that it's a very, very important company today. It's a great day for us. Capital First, you're all aware that its presence is more than 207 locations throughout India. And the entire details about the company, I hope all of you have gone to the website. I don't want to waste the time. But we are really delighted to receive the entire team, three-member team from Capital First. On behalf of Veltech Institution, on behalf of our founder chairman, Dr. Rangarajan, our founders, Vice Chairman, Dr. Shagutala Rangarajan, our Chairperson Managing Trustee, Dr. Mrs. Mahalakshmi Kishore, and our Vice President, Mr. K.V. Kishore Kumar. And on behalf of our placement department, we are 5-member team, placement officers and myself. So plus our database administrator, 2 members. So we are all delighted to receive this team, and we are equally delighted to receive great institutions. Most of the institutions are here. ITM, Great Lakes, Loyola, then IFMR. So we are really delighted. It's a great day for us because such a good gathering. But I would have been very happy the whole hall is filled up. But anyway, we did our tremendous effort to bring in our own candidates. We have 4 B schools. We have probably 9 institutions. 80,000 students are studying, 3 engineering colleges affiliated to Anna University, and 1 Veltech deemed university, 1 polytechnic, 1 arts and science college, then 1 nursing college, 1 international school, 1 matriculation schools, apart from 4 B schools, Madras University, Anna University, Veltech deemed university. So with this background, we are happy to invite team HR overall head, Madam, best wishes to you. I'd like to inform your name. Deepika Mahajan. Let's give her a warm welcome, Deepika Mahajan. Thank you very much. Okay, he wants to speak. Now I request my colleague Mr. Vijay to come and hand over this to Mr. Rishikant Mishra, Business Head 2-Wheeler Loans. So please, I request. I request Mr. Pasarni to hand over the bouquet. He is part of our placement team to Mr. Jalish. So, thank you for having us. Only one thing I like to say, it's a great company, great starting. So take the right perspective. There's many people who come up in a big way. This is the biggest opportunity. 5 lakhs package is a great thing, and you must all grow. They have come to select you, they have not come to reject you. So you are going to get rejected if you are having that kind of mindset. Nobody can help it. But they have come to select all of you. Your deployment, they are willing to give anywhere, any part of India. Maybe in the future days, you will be going to the overseas also, I believe. Correct, madam? So all the best wishes on behalf of Veltech. Thank you all for coming. Let's give the, request, madam, please start the previous program.
Way to be here today. So our endeavor will be to make the day fruitful and useful for all of us. Before I move further, I'll just give you a brief introduction about myself and my team members here. My name is Deepika Mahajan. I lead the resourcing team for Capital First. And we are on a special mission looking for talent across India this year. With me is Mr. Rishi Mishra. Rishi leads the 2-wheeler business for Capital First across India. And Rishi has a vast experience in this function. He's worked at some of the best companies like Tata Capital, ICICI in the past, and has been with Capital First for the last 3 years. With me is also my colleague Mr. Jalesh Parekh. Jalesh leads the collections functions for 2-wheelers at the national level for Capital First. Jalesh is also a very talented individual. He's worked at HDFC for almost 14 years, 10 years, sorry, and has joined us a year ago. And they both have traveled from Mumbai. I've come in from Delhi today just to spend the day with you and sure that we get some good people on board with the team at Capital First. So what's the process we're going to follow today? I'm going to give you a brief introduction on our company. And so this presentation will have three parts. The first bit about the organization, second bit about the roles that we are offering, and the third bit would be about the compensation and the training plan that we have in place for you. So I request you to be attentive, also make it interactive. If you have any questions, feel free to stop us along the way and ask us for clarifications. Can I get that mic if it's okay? So while we're setting it up, hello. Wow, that's loud. Okay, so a little bit about Capital First to begin with. I'm going to make this a little crisp because we've already kept you waiting. We're running short of time. This is a slide that gives you a brief overview on the basics of Capital First. As you can see, we've been growing at a rate of 25 to 30% per annum. And we are a company that came into existence in 2007. And the company, while it came into existence in 2007, it was actually reborn in the year 2010 when the current chairman of the company, Mr. Veltech, joined us. Mr. Veltech has a great track record of being the man behind the retail growth story at ICICI. And when he came in April 2010, we brought with him new ideas. So we were already in the business of mortgages and also doing wholesale lending. But once he came in, our focus shifted completely to the retail and MSME segment. So we launched our two-wheeler business, consumer durables, gold loans, and eventually we also added personal loans and business loans. We're on the verge of launching a new business, which is the used car business, which is also led by Rishi, and we will tell you more about that. So, for mortgages, I think we are amongst the top 5 players in the country and have a large book under that product. However, the younger products have shown substantial growth. So it's been a great trade-off for us as a company to have mortgages is a secure product and that forms a large part of the book. But the real growth story is also coming in the younger businesses that I mentioned, which are consumer durables, two-wheeler, used cars, business loans and personal loans. Now, if you look at that, you get some of the basics mentioned here. The current credit rating of the company stands at AA+, which means that we are perceived as a less risky investment by our investors. In the year September 2012, one of the world's largest private equity players called Recruitment acquired a majority stake within our company. And they now currently hold a 72% stake in our company. Once they made this investment, our credit rating went up immediately to AA+. And we are one of the very few NBFCs that have a credit rating of AA+. Which means that a huge due diligence process has been done before such a rating has been awarded to us. Also, it allows us to borrow funds at a cheaper rate from financial institutions ourselves. You know we are an NBFC. How is it different from a bank? How is NBFC different from a bank? Sorry? Yes, most NBFCs, some do, but do not accept deposits. So for us, the cost of funds at which they are available to us is very significant. Who lays down the regulations for NBFCs? Which is the regulating body? So that's the same as the banks. Right? So Capital First is listed on the stock exchange and 72% stake in the company, as I mentioned, is held by Warburg Pincus.
Orthopedics has invested in some of the best brands in the country in the financial space, but very rarely they have acquired a majority stake like they have done in our company. What is the vision of the company? We wish to be known for our ethics and values and corporate governance. We wish to make a space for ourselves in the MSME segment and the retail segment. So one of the great things about growing up in India and being a young student, passing out this year is a great year for everybody. I'm sure you've seen other companies coming to campus. The retail growth story is very much alive in India, and we as a company pride ourselves on being a part of that, being a part of that growth story. We financed a very large number of two-wheelers, consumer durables, businesses, and helped them grow to the level where they are now. So it is our contribution to keep the spirit of entrepreneurship alive in this country. And we feel really good about that. So if you're looking at what should be the nobler aspect of what you do, all of us want to earn our bread, but all of us also want to know that we're contributing to the society in some manner. So this is our way of, by doing our job well and ensuring that small and medium businesses stay alive, we do our bit of contributing to the society. Of course, as you can see, we currently have an employee strength of 1,200 and we are spread over 200 branches in India. So we penetrated into the A, B, C category cities of India and have a very large distribution network in place for all our products across India. Of course, the corporate office of the company is in Mumbai, but the branch network is very much alive across India. We also have an equal number of people working off-road. So you have people who work on the roads of the company. We have almost an equal number of people working off-road. So along the roles that we offer at campuses, some of the functions, say consumer durables, young people will have an opportunity to lead a team of off-road employees during their first job. So that gives you a lot of, makes you really happy, teaches you bits of team management right from the start. Okay, now this is a slide that very quickly tells you about our product portfolio. Can somebody look at it and tell me, explain to me what is here? We have a security and wheel here. Yes? Speak a little loudly, please. Okay. You want to explain that? Yes, take a shot at it.
That basically is the value of security for the percentage. So if it's somewhere there, you require or you demand a lesser percentage of security. And so since all of the products are on that side, the yield depending on the business side and also only
Security aspect, that's right. So you usually have a trade-off between the return, that is the security of, the security that you have from the investment. If it's highly secure, the risk is less. And if the risk is higher, the return is higher. So if you see the products that are represented here, all of them lie towards a quadrant, which is either high on security or high on return. So we have mortgages, then we have small ticket LAP. LAP stands for loan against properties, which is small ticket mortgages. You have two-wheeler financing, you have consumer durable financing, you have business loans, and you have personal loans. So as you can see, for example, if you take the case of business loans and personal loans, these are unsecured loans. There is no collateral. Whereas in the case of mortgages, there is a collateral. So you're lending against the worth of a property. Now, while mortgages are very high on security, but perhaps not so high on yield, they lag halfway through the yield, halfway point on the axis measuring yield. Whereas business loans are very high on yield, perhaps low on security, but as a company, it's a conscious decision to diversify our portfolio so that we get the right mix of security and return. Now, the next few slides, I'm going to request you to quickly go over it yourself. This covers the basic milestones of the company, how we've grown in the past 5 years. I request you to pay attention and have a look at it. Can you see it at the back? So before 2012, our name used to be Future Capital. The Future Group led by Mr. Vyani was the major investor. Once Warburg Pincus invested in us, our name changed to Capital First. So that's why it says Capital First was born in 2012. However, the company has been in existence since 2007, but the name then was Future Capital. That's just for your information. Our current asset book is about 7,500 crores. Our share price has been increasing steadily from 120 to 163. A significant landmark was when we acquired our housing finance license. So that allowed us to offer home loans also in addition to mortgages. I already covered that. We raised 120 crores as primary capital from Warburg Pincus in March 2014, which was in addition to the initial investment made by Warburg Pincus. Our asset book crossed in March 2014 crossed 9,600 crores. Share price went up to, in March 2014, went up to 176. Currently the stock is trading in the range of 300. Last year, we launched first initiated on management trainees, and we hired 38 management trainees across campuses, and that program was extremely successful, which inspired us to look at people at a larger scale this year. And this year, we're looking at adding close to 150 people to our talent pool at Capital First. So the reason for that is twofold. One, we believe that young people can add great value to our company, bring in freshness of thought, freshness of belief. Also, the company is growing at a rate of 25% per annum. Very few companies in India are growing at this phenomenal rate. We're launching new products, we're penetrating new geographies. We need good people on board. And the best part is that we have opportunities available across India. So if you are from Chennai, but are willing to work, say in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, or Mumbai, you would have that opportunity available at Capital First at different points of time in your career. Again, in May 2014, our loan assets crossed 10,000 crores. Number of customers crossed the 1 million mark in June 2014. That's like acquiring how many customers do you do every month? Perhaps 50,000? If you look at CBE a month, 1 lakh customers added every month. We touch base 1 lakh of customers every month. And that gives us great opportunities for cross-sell. So a customer may have come in buying something as simple as a two-wheeler, but it allows us, he's now in our database, and we have a track record of how he behaved with this particular loan. And that opens
opportunity in terms of cross-selling the multiple products that we have. So, Ms. Brinda Javdar, she used to be the economist at the SBI. She's currently on the board of a company. I already mentioned that the stock price crossed 320. So these are some basic milestones of the company. Now this is what our product bouquet currently looks like. So we have been hiring people for sales, for operations, for collections, for all these products across India. So before we came to your campus, a few spots have already been taken. We've already finished hiring about 100 people already. But as now we have Rishi and Janesh here today, who are both associated with two-wheelers. However, I'd like you to know that we have sales opportunities available in mortgages. We have sales opportunities available in business loans too. We have opportunities available for students who are interested in operations too across India. So we cover that well. So Rishi is going to take you through that. He's going to talk to you first about his product, and then we'll also cover other products and functions. Any questions up to now about the company? Anything that you would like to ask? Yes?
Doing MBA in Veltech Multitech. Now you know that you provide a loan for entrepreneurship or business loan also. According to MSME statement, every day we are going through 70 units security. Do you have any idea to recover the security? If you provide the loan, what are the assets you are expecting?
So we have, we do wish to keep entrepreneurship alive, but our basic motive is also to grow our book with essential risk management tools. So before we would lend, for example, if we were to lend to a small business, say if we were to lend to this education institutions, we also do funding for education institutions. We have an excellent risk management system in place that allows us to, so if somebody was to say apply for a loan from this college to us, people from our company would visit, have a look at the financial statements of the college, also walk around, see what the kind of courses offered, how many students are here, what's the fee that each student is paying, to understand the credit worthiness of that particular institution. And based on these field visits that we actually make field visits for the bigger ticket loans like mortgages, etc. So there will be a salesperson who will get in touch, but it will be followed by a credit person making a field visit and checking whether what they say and what is on the ground matches. So for example, if a guy says, I have these many goods, they will go to the warehouse and check. And they're very smart and alert people whose job, and they're trained to pick up cues as to what is right and what is not right. I hope that answers your question. But our current NPAs stand at something like 0.54% of our book, which is much below the industry mark of 2 to 3%. And the reason for that is the investment that we have made in technology, the investment that we have made in our risk management systems. So every customer who applies to us, for example, if you were to apply for a two-wheeler loan, within minutes your credit score would have been arrived at, and the decisioning would have happened whether you should be given a loan or not given a loan. So it's all about investing in the right kind of technology platform and investing in the right kind of people. And we are making a very, very sincere effort to do both, because any kind of technology platform that you would find at some of the best banks is available at NBFC, at Capital First. However, I think the differentiating factor for us may be the people that we take in. If we can get in young people and the right kind of people and give them the right kind of training, our growth story would be far more successful than some of the bigger institutions that may have the opportunity of, they may have visited. Yes, any other questions? Yes. Could you just take this if you don't mind?
Capital First company. What made them to come towards this Capital First, not to other company? What is the strength and benefits you are offering, extra benefits that offering compared to other companies?
Can I talk about it in the business presentation?
I think we cover that.
So we'll answer you once we take you through the business side of the presentation.
Well, that's a good question, and that's the right kind of question to ask. So I'm going to request Rishi to take on the presentation from here. He's going to explain to you about the different roles.
Hi, Jalil. My name is Rishi Mishra. I head the two-wheeler loans business at Capital First. And now, as we speak, we are about to launch the used cars business, used car loans business. Hopefully today will be we'll book the first transaction of used cars at Capital First. Now, before I get into before I get into product-specific opportunities and the modus operandi of doing business, I'll just quickly give you a sense about the various loan products which we distribute. So, loan against property. So you know about home loans. A person wants to buy a home and wants a loan because not everyone has the entire amount available. Loan against property is for those set of people who already have a property and who want money, who want a loan. So I have a property, an industrial or a commercial or a residential, and I am in need of money for working capital. I will approach Capital First or any other financial institution, landmark that property, get a credit assessment done for myself, and get money from working capital. So that is what loan against property business is, and it is a slight variance from a home loan. Small ticket loan against property. So typically the loan against property transactions are of high value, 1 crore, 2 crore, and as high as 25 to 50 crores. Whereas small ticket property loans are basically in the range of 10 lakhs to 25 to 30 lakhs. Smaller ticket properties, more in smaller centers or in area where the real estate prices are not very high. So that's the kind of opportunity which is available within the loan against property. And these are two separate businesses for us. Business loans and personal loans, as we had a slide about assets and the security. So business loans and personal loans are products where there is no underlying security or asset. It is basically unsecured loan. Business loan, the ticket size is higher. It starts at 10 lakhs and goes as high as 50, in many cases 75 lakhs. And personal loans are smaller tickets, in the range of 1 to 5 lakhs. So these are two products where which don't have underlying security, and we lend basis very rigorous credit assessment of the customers in terms of the financial ratios, cash flows, track records. So we do a very tight and strong micro-analysis of the financials before we lend. Because if we go wrong in lending, there is no asset which we can take into course. So that's another line of business. Then talking about two-wheeler loans, self-explanatory. People want two-wheeler loans in a month in India. Around 12 to 13 lakh two-wheelers get sold every month, and not everyone has money to buy cash car. So that's used car loans is something which we're starting right now, and hence it's not part of this. And then consumer durable loans, all white goods. So you want a LED television, or you want a surround sound system, music system, washing machine. For these we have products for consumer loans. Again, secured product because there is an asset. So two-wheeler loans, as I told you, now the common thread within all the. So for those of you who are not able to see, why don't you just shift a bit in the front, so that you are able to see. So the common. Common thread amongst all the product presentations would be, the opportunity, and I will highlight two-wheeler and used car opportunity for you to get a sense of what is the kind of market dynamics we are getting into. So 30,000 crore opportunity, 44
44,000 ticket size. Just to give you a sense, 13 lakhs two-wheelers get sold every month in India. Out of that, only 3.5 to 4 lakh gets financed. And within the 3.5 or 4 lakh finance unit, there is a significant chunk which is financed by the unorganized sector, which is the local money lenders, which do not have a very standardized offering, which dupe the customers with very high rates of interest. So if 30% of the industry is getting financed, rest is cash down, it clearly indicates what is the kind of opportunity available for a two-wheeler finance player. While we have all possible banks and non-banking financial services entities playing in this marketplace, even then the opportunity is big enough for new players to come, differentiate and do good business. Okay, now as far as the sales and the distribution model is concerned, and to give you a sense about what a life in a two-wheeler loan sales manager would typically look like. See what happens. Two-wheeler. See, when you want to buy a two-wheeler, you go to a two-wheeler dealership, which is a Honda or a Hero. Various manufacturers have various dealerships. Now, customers all customers who want a two-wheeler will walk into the dealership to buy it. Now, goes without saying that is the most bigger possible opportunity for two-wheeler finance players to have their customers. So what we do is we tie up with the dealers and the manufacturers. So we tie up with the Hero, we tie up with the Honda, we tie up with the Yamaha, Suzuki, and we have commercial set with them so that when a customer walks into the dealership, there is a finance desk where Capital First representative is sitting. This representative is basically a sales facilitator who is supervised by the sales managers, probable sales managers sitting in this room. So for every dealership, you will have a sales officer who will be sitting at dealership, attending to the customers who walk into the dealership, talk about the finance, talk about the rate of interest and the documentation, and facilitate him for the loan. And now, sounds very simple that the dealer and the Capital First customer walks in and you just have to do business sitting, and then there is a guy who will facilitate the loan. So where is the challenge? The challenge is that it's not only Capital First which sits here. There is an HDFC bank, there is an IndusInd bank, there is a Shriram Finance, a whole set of financials sit next to each other. So it's basically kind of a perfect market scenario where all financials are available to the customer, and the customer can opt and choose and select between various financials. The dealer can influence the customer also between various financials, but that's where the trick and the challenge is. So your role is not transaction. To do the transaction, there is a person who you will ensure that gets trained to do the transaction. Your job is also not to go down to the customer directly and go direct one-on-one prospecting and direct sell. No, it is not your role. Your role is to ensure that these set of four financials who are available, Capital First gets a preference. How will Capital First get a preference? The dealer owner, who runs the dealership, gives a mandate to his team that wants first preference, Capital First, second HDFC, third XYZ, whatever. That's only, he'll allocate the best resource to you. That's only he will give you the first kind of rejection. That is only when he will give you the first, first preference. Now, this is the place where a lot of selling skills, interpersonal skills, relationship management skills, training, product understanding, auditing commitments, all these aspects come into play. So there can be two financials who have matching products or maybe a superior product, and still a better sales manager of a financial can actually walk away with the biggest slice of business. And that is what the value add of a typical sales manager is. Now, this is as far as two-wheeler loans is concerned. If you look at a used car loans or a business loans or a loan against property, it's only that the nature of the aggregator, which is the dealer in the case of a two-wheeler, will be a used car dealer in the case of a used car, which will be a DSA or a direct selling associate in case of a loan against property. The nature of that aggregator only changes, but the challenge and the opportunity and the nature of your job remains the same. So in case of a business loan or a loan against property, there is an entrepreneur, there is a businessman who calls himself a DSA, direct selling associate. They have fleet of people and telecallers who go out, do cold calling and get customers, and they have huge set of repeat customers also. They are agents for all possible loan against property and business loan and consumer durable companies. Now, they decide how much business to give to which financial. And that decision purely rests on what is the kind of impact you have on that entrepreneur, what is the kind of relationship you maintain with that entrepreneur, what is the kind of service level you give to that entrepreneur. All these things, form part of the sales management role across products. And as I told you, आप इसको silent कर दीजिए. So typically the sales manager profile across the spectrum of product remains same. The hierarchy and your career path also remains the same. It is absolutely fungible between products. The common thread between all products is the opportunity. So if you look at any product, like the two-wheeler loans, let's look at all the products and the opportunities.
We have.
So use that loan. That first line of
I have a product line.
okay, and what about the app of business loan?
I have a.
That opportunity, that industry.
Oh, okay, this one.
Yeah. So business loan, the 12,000 crore opportunity, 20 lakh ticket size. If you talk about used cars, just to give you a sense, in India close to 1,70,000 cars get financed, and used car industry is apparently just double that. It is poised to be just double that number. And only 10% of the used car sold in India are getting sold through organized channels. And all car manufacturers are incrementally getting into organizing this channel. So you've heard of Maruti True Value, you've heard of Honda Auto Terrace, you've heard of Mahindra First Choice. These are the good later the serving the flow of so let's have minimum movement around the road. Thank you. So all these manufacturers are getting into organizing the channel, and once the organized part of the used car sales goes up, the financials, the ability to finance also goes up. So all these businesses, we have all possible competitor vying for the share of the aggregator, the DSA or the dealer, be it the consumer durable loans. All market players are available. But the inherent opportunity of all these products is so high that there is room for mutual coexistence. And just to answer that lady who had a question on the USP of Capital First across products, I will just narrate an anecdote about two-wheeler loans for you and consumer durable loans for you to get a sense of how we differentiate ourselves. So we compete against all the biggest of banks, be it HDFC, ICICI, IndusInd banks, all NBFCs like Shriram Finance, Tata Capital. You name a player and we compete against them. Interestingly, we are not the oldest. In fact, we are actually the youngest player in this business. But what we have done in all the respective businesses is very interesting. So in the last 3 years, two-wheeler loans, when we were the newest entrant, what we managed is at the top 20 locations pan-India, we are actually number one in market share. And in the balance 20 locations on the hubs, we are actually between number one and number two. That's the kind of market leadership position we've assumed in a short span of 3 years. Now you question how? Why would someone buy a Capital First compared to an HDFC and a whole lot of other players? The answer lies in the turnaround time which we offer to the customer. So a customer walks into a two-wheeler dealership, he expresses his willingness for a loan, and we have a person stationed at the dealership who inputs the customer's data. Within half an hour time, through a scorecard analytics-based solution, we are able to tell the customer that his loan is approved. Now, obviously, if this is the kind of turnaround one provides to a customer, the dealer would prefer a Capital First over any other player. Now, the difference is that most of the other players rely on manual credit underwriting as far as approving a loan is concerned. At Capital First, we believe in using technology and analytics to take decision. So we've tied up with TransUnion, which is the technology partner of Civil, to provide us an analytics-based scorecard, which enables us to turn around customers faster, which enables us to give decisions faster. And in all products, this is where the differentiation lies. This is the unique feature which we leverage on to differentiate ourselves over competition. So business loan, again, as I told you, same thing, same opportunity story as far as sales and distribution is concerned. Absolutely, same dealer DSA-led model wherein you will have to go, use your selling skills. For transactions, there will be a person who will be doing the running around to do a transaction under you. So typically, every sales manager manages 7 to 10 dealerships. At every dealership, there is a sales officer, which is an off-roll, street-on-street salesperson available, who's stationed at these dealerships. Your job is to ensure that the right kind of people get hired. Your job is to ensure they get trained. Your job is to ensure that they're being punctual and they're attending to the clients and they're following up with the clients. That's your job. Your job is also to ensure that the dealer owner prefers them over the other competitors. Yeah, I think the product price yeah, so we'll just look at one. Yes, yeah. So basically, as management trainee, your job role, while you're designated in management training, your job role is basically a sales manager. You're supposed to manage, the relationship at dealerships, and typical vintage of 1 year as a management trainee, and then and 3 to 4 years as a sales manager, and then you move into an area sales manager. I think it's
So the gap between sales manager relation to take 4 years from sales manager to get to a KSM.
In the state way. Just look at business look. I think we discussed this thing. Yeah. So please yeah. So typically you start as a management trainee, wherein you learn a lot. Initially, it is the learning part of the learning phase of your employment with Capital First. And then you actually, after 7 months, you are actually supposed to be live and kicking, on the sales manager, a sales manager. After the sales manager, in the hierarchy, there is the area sales manager. Typically, an area sales manager has 4 to 6 sales managers reporting into him. 3 to 4 years in vintage, a good sales manager should make it to the area sales manager level. And then you have the state head. The state head is typically the head of one state or maybe 2 states also, depending upon the volume and geographical opportunity. So a state head would have typically 4 to 5 area sales managers reporting into him. And then there's the regional head and the business head. That's how the sales hierarchy looks like. There are other
There are other functions, in terms of credit underwriting, operations, collections. So Janesh will talk about collections, in due course. Covering operations.
Yeah, I'm just checking that. Do you have any questions till now on the sales roles? Before we move on to another job family, do you have any questions on the sales? You could ask Rishi about that. Are you clear about the role?
So quickly, I'll just take them through all the job profiles which Janesh will say.
Yeah, no, just if we have operations, I'd like to talk about that.
Okay, so I got it.
Yeah, thank you.
So typically what happens, you are able to influence the dealer to prefer you and give you business. Now he's given a push the file to you, what happens to that file? There is a team of people who supervise how the scorecard will run, how the analytics will run, and how to quickly approve the transaction. That is done by the credit team, the credit underwriting team. They underwrite loans, they approve loans or reject loans. Once the loan is approved, then the customer completes all his documentation to the customer. Since it's a 36 or 48-month loan, the customer gets post-dated checks, he's making repayments for the future. The entire file has to get recorded in Capital First system, because end of the day it's going to be a 36-month, 48-month relationship with the customer. We need to have all the records of the customer with us to service the loan. So the operation teams takes over. Basically, the operations is the central nerve system, the repository of all the customer transactions and the contracts at all points of time at Capital First. It's highly automated, it's system dependent, it is state of the art, and typically the operations team is responsible for processing also. I gave you an example of one file. The fact is that two-wheeler loans in a month, that's close to 25,000 loans, and for 25,000 loans, actually it processes 25,000 loans per month. For that, there is a processing hub which we created in every city, and operations team supervises this processing hub. The file moving into the processing hubs, getting checked, verified, data entered, punched, and booked. All this responsibility rests with the operations, and even after the contract is booked, the customer may come back to us, for a whole lot of service requirements. The customer might come and say, I want to close the loan. That is again when operations comes into play. The customer may come back, for a pre-closure. The customer may come back for some other service-related query. That is when customer service and operation again comes into play in terms of retrieving the customer data, giving the customer no objection certificate, giving the customer clearance of the loan. All these aspects are critical. So broadly, managing the process of disbursing the loan, managing the process of customer record maintenance, and the backend for the customer service is basically provided by the operations team, and we are looking for operations managers also today.
The locations are mentioned here. These are the 4 locations.
So people who have an eye for detail, who are comfortable with data, who want to sit in a place and do some data management and transaction analysis and quality initiatives like if you have that kind of a mind frame, you can look at operations as an opportunity. Once the transaction is done, it is booked, the customer starts repaying us. And if he doesn't repay us, we have a tough team in Janesh and his team who know how to collect the money from the customer. So there is a very scientific way in which Janesh and his team operates on the collection side, which he will take you through subsequently. And we are looking for collections managers also today. So for those of you who find this assignment interesting, can opt for it, during the course of the day.
Any questions on this, please?
The underwriter doesn't know. There is no individual underwriter in India. At least for 60% of the loans, the application just move on and so on. So what we do is, basis our own portfolio behavior for the last 3 years, we have developed a scorecard, basic demographic, and a whole lot of other factors which indicate what kind of, so if a customer is of a certain profile, of a certain age, of a certain, if he's taking a certain bracket, the possibility of him is defaulting is very high. So basis the application form and the inputs of the application form, and the customers ask behavior on various loans which we get through various financial bureaus which are accessible and all. An algorithm is developed, and that algorithm decides whether the customer is should be lent or not. Now, in at least 60% of cases, we are able to take a decision in a very automated manner. For the balance party, where there is a rejection, balance party would get rejected or referred. It is only there that the credit underwriter comes into play. And anyway, those are customers who are not like top of the line, the best credit worthy customers. Those are customers who are okay, if they have to wait for a couple of days for a decision. Although it doesn't take a couple of days, it takes approximately 12 hours for him to reach the underwriter, for him to take the decision even then also. And as far as the market accepts that, and very happy with that. In fact, that turnaround time also for us is very good. Then we do slightly advanced level of assessment of the customer. We send the person off immediately, we visit the customer, verify, send the report, and then the credit underwriter takes the decision. They are sold to Dilesh. Just give us
Good afternoon, everyone. Management graduates simply know about more about sales marketing. Today I will try to tell you what is only if you see movies, what is collection? It is not that's not going to work. That does not help you get money. Collections is sales. It is advanced sales. Why? Because when you are selling to a customer a two-wheeler loan or a consumer loan or any other loan, you are giving him what he wants. Collections is asking him to part from something from his own which he doesn't want to give. Now, don't think it that all the customers are bad. No. From whatever we finance, as it has told, our NPAs are 0.5%. From all the customers we finance, there is the X percentage, 15% who will not be able to pay their monthly installments. When approached, most of these customers, more than 90% customers will be making the payments. So, question is that why is it more advanced sales? Because you are going to ask them, you are going to sell your skills to them, make them part from money which they right now do not want to pay. Hence, it's advanced. And why do you need to go? What is your role as management trainees in this, or as management graduates in this? Is your job to go and ask each and every customer, fine, give me the money? No, it's not that. What does this word say? Manager. There are managers. They have to manage these collections. You have to arrange systems. You have to arrange teams. You have to arrange practices. You have to arrange flows of workflows, that is, so that you get your money which is due to the company end. That is collection management. How do you go about that? There are multiple roles in the industry. One is that you can have a team of, and which is supplied by everybody in hybrid forms. The major form of collections is through telecalling. We have a telecalling team. I'm sure of you know there are TPOs across the industry, across the country, length and breadth of the country. There are telecalling teams who are going to call the customer. I missed one step, sorry. Before the installment is due, there's an awareness call also done to the customers. that, okay, fine, your installment is due on the 5th of the month, please make arrangements to park money in your accounts so that the check gets cleared in time. After that also, if the check bounces, now we have ECS, now if the instrument ECS does not get cleared, that time is when the telegram team will again call the customer and tell them, sir or madam, yes, you have not been able to make your payment, please make the payment at earliest possible. After that also, if the customer is not making a payment, then that is when the field executive comes into place. The field executive is going to go onto the field to the customer's place and request him that please make the payment. Now, more than 95% of the customers do make the payment over these two methods. Beyond that, some 5% customers are not able to make the payment because there is a circumstantial, okay, I cannot pay this month, I'll pay next month, or there are some intentional problems. Who will have to be tackled? How do you tackle them? There are various methods. You can go subsequently to legal. Yes. Today, because of the biggest step is right now, today because of the financial bureaus, today to survive, you need to have a good credit score in these financial bureaus. So you need to educate the customers that if you do not pay on time, your financial score is going to go bad. And you will have a problem in everything, in getting a loan in future, getting a credit card in future. Because today everybody wants to have his own house, his own car. How does he do that? Only through loans. So, collections is about management. Actually about management. You have to educate the customer, you have to manage teams to do it. And again, when the customer field executives go, how will they do it? There are outsourced agencies. These agencies will be having 10, 20, 30 people depending upon their strengths. These 20 to 30 people have to do their own bit. They will be having each 50 to 70 customers. So your job is to see that every executive is having a program in his mind, in his book, that yes, I have to visit these many customers in this much time. I have to convince these many customers, I have to get this much money. These are the problematic customers where he has to ask his supervisor to do it. All this will happen how? You'll be handling 1,000 customers, 2,000 customers. Again through management. This is your skills which you have learned in the past so many years that you have to deploy right now. Okay, you have to strategize. You put them, okay, now these are customers who you think are paying regularly, they should pay easily. These are customers who are new customers. Let's find out what is the issue. If it's a clearing issue, tell them why it is not cleared. If it's a bank issue, tell them to check the bank. It's education, it's strategy, everything is that's going to be involved in collections. So again, to end off, collections is management. Any questions? Well, then I don't think I'm ready.